Hi everybody, today we're going to be talking about our 2024 Pinewood Derby season. We're going to have some adult leagues and some kids leagues. The first one is going to kind of cross over for both of them, which is called box stock. This means you will get it comes from the Pinewood Derby BSA where it comes in a box. Yours will not come in a box. Yours will come in a little bag. You'll get a block with 2 grooves in it. You do not have to use the grooves. You'll get 5 axles. These are better than the ones you get from BSA. Wheels, you'll get 4 of them. These are better than the ones you get from BSA. Okay? So we're just kind of going over the rules right now of what you're going to be able to be using. Box stock meaning it comes in the box. You cannot buy aftermarket parts. So you can't go on to Maximum Velocity's site and buy the lightened wheels. Do it yourself. I don't care. But you can't lighten wheels and all those kind of things. So you has to be a stock wheel that has been lightly polished, lightly machined, kind of thing. No big deal. It must be a 7-inch car, okay? Meaning that it is no longer than 7 inches. You can't add weights to the back. You can't do other items. You can't make the wheels extend past. So this is the kit we use. It's a little car kit. You put the car in there. And then it has a little pin here that has to go down the front. You can see that this one has a rod that's been bent down too low. So it actually stops it from going in. This would be a disqualification. Your car should be able to go inside. We roll it back and forth to make sure it's not going to drag on the track. And we put the pin in to make sure it fits. If you've done that, your car is ready to go. You're ready to race as long as it fits in there. And that's for both the unlimited and the regular divisions. Okay? Car must weigh 5 ounces. Now, that is either 141 grams or 5 ounces. So if your scale only does grams, totally fine. 141 grams, not 143 grams like you'll see on a lot of the sites out there. Our scales can pick that up. So just remember, that does not work. Use the 141 or the 5 ounces, okay? We have the ability to test for a little more, items like that. No starting items. No motors, no rocket motors, no CO2, no all this other stuff. No sticky that goes on the front that helps the car pull down. No magnets on the front. No items like that. No go. Okay? So, no washers or bearings in the wheels. So, you can actually buy miniature bearings that go in these wheels. You hollow them out. You put a bearing in there. It's cheating. We're not going to do that. Okay, not for the box stock. If you want to do it in the unlimited division, go ahead and do that. Okay, so no wheels or bearings or washers. Washers would be anything that goes in between the wheel and the actual car body. No go. No aerodynamics, meaning that no fenders that are added to the car to help with aerodynamics. No wheel coverings. You'll see these little plates that go inside the wheels that cause the wheel not to be able to suck up any wind through there. Not allowed. Why? Because they're expensive and they're stupid. Just play the game. Everybody plays the same. We all have the same chance of winning. It's all good. Okay? So we want to do that. So no fenders like this, and the fenders like this are actually made out of balsa, and they actually cut the wind so it goes a little faster. Okay? And you can have ones go all the way down the side of the car. No go. No wheel coverings. No aerodynamic purchasing on top of that or any balsa, items. Now, if you're doing the show car, and you want to put, pinewood, to make it a wide body car so it looks more like a real car, totally legal. You just have to use pinewood instead of balsa. So no aerodynamic versions. Then we get into wheels themselves. Wheels must be more than 2.3 grams. So if you've ground it all down, it's all perfect, and you made the wheel all nice and flat and everything, and it's below 2.3 grams, we're going to kind of do this on the honest game, but we've got a few ways of testing to see if you cheated this, okay? So don't go below 2.3 grams. I will not. There's no reason to. Grind it down. Don't spend all your time. Spend more time with your children, okay? Then we get into they must be at least 1.18 inches round. So the actual height of the tire must be 1.18 inches round. So we have a testing tool that we use. It goes over there. If it stops and doesn't allow the wheel to go inside or hit the inside here, you're good to go. If it does, if it goes all the way inside and you can actually get inside, you failed. It's a no-go tool kind of thing. The width of the tire, please don't do anything. These come the right width. If you neck it down, this is not good, okay? It has to be able to go 0.360 inches, okay? So if I drop the tire directly in nice and square, it should stop on the outside and not go all the way in. If for some other reason, and you can rock it in, but that's not what we're talking about. We're going straight on. We'll have guys testing this. If you get all the way inside, or able to get all the way inside, that is a wheel that has failed, okay? That is no longer legal anymore. It has to go straight in. So we don't want you to drop them down. Again, we're testing to see if you've cheated and made your wheels ultralight or bought aftermarket wheels. All labeling must remain on the wheels. So you must be able to read the labels on the outside and on the inside. You know, you can cone the wheels on the inside and out, totally fine. You can lathe them down with a little lathing tool that you get from any of the companies, or however you want to lay them down. You can get them down to that point, totally fine. That takes the run out and all that. If you guys want to spend the time doing that, totally fine. But you cannot go below those numbers or the weight itself. Not below 2.3 grams. Must use the axles that are in the box. Please do so. These are much better axles than you'll get at the store for Pinewood Derby cars for the BSA versions. These are better, straighter axles. They don't have little points and grooves. They don't have the crimp marks in them that you have to remove. They come awesome. You can run them out of the box and they do great. I have won races with these cars not doing anything to the axles, just running the way they are. You are allowed to bend one axle for a 3-wheel car. You know, so it's like this, so it has one that's actually bent down. Totally fine. You are allowed to not use the stupid grooves here. You know, you don't have to use the grooves. I actually usually flip them over and I cut my cars out of the bottom. So there's no grooves in the bottom of the car. You do not have to put your wheels in that spot. Totally fine. Okay? So just kind of keep that in mind. The axles cannot have any grooves in them. This is my highly technical drawing of what that means. If you guys zoom in here, you can not groove axles. So you actually grind them down in the center there so it holds more graphite or whatever everybody wants to call it, cut down friction. Must be a solid axle. You are allowed to bend them though. Okay, so just kind of keep it in mind. Grooved axles bad. Don't buy them. Don't do anything with them. They're bad. Straight axles, nice and fine. Bent axles, okay, if you want to do that. Okay, and I recommend doing at least one in the front. 3-wheel running cars, totally fine. Okay, let's just start right there. Everybody should do a 3-wheel car. Why? Because it makes it so much easier to get it to go straight down the track. So you don't have cars that are stopping halfway down. You must run on 4 wheels though. Okay, so you must have 4 wheels on the car. And my last one, guys, is it must be no liquid lubes. It must be graphite. I have 2 companies I recommend if you're wanting to spin for fancy graphite. And even then, I don't know if it really matters. But you want only graphite. You don't want any of the moly in them. You don't want any of this other stuff that goes in and blends of different things. Standard. 2 different versions out there that I really recommend if you want to spend the money. The maximum velocity stuff I've won a bunch of races with. And the Derby Dead for hire stuff I think are both great. Everything else is basically the same. I stay away from the Infinity Graphites and some of the other junker ones out there that are really super fine. They don't hold up well. They race great for the first one, then they're done. So guys, I hope this helps. Please don't break the rules. We will be checking. When you get in there, if you decide to use liquid lube, we mandate that you graphite while you're there, so please bring your graphite with you. Otherwise, you'll just be using whatever we have laying around. And we make you graphite in front of us. This will foul your liquid lubes. It will make it run worse than a car that had actual graphite on it. So please just don't do it. All right, guys. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.